comment,
and subscribe for more content.
Where's the notification bell?
It's to the right of you.
Oh.
Ooh, what's up, guys? Welcome to this edition of a Funko Popcast. I'm DK Rustler.
And I'm MD Shady.
And in today's podcast, we got a pretty sweet selection of Funko Pops to discuss about, which include last week's cartoon classics reveals, which that will be discussed on the podcast. There's some non-cartoon classic reveals that we'll be discussing about also, but most importantly, as shown in the title of our podcast today, we will be doing the top 10 Funko Pops list of September 2021, which there has been a decent selection of pops announced throughout the month of September. So pretty excited to do the top 10 list like always. But without further ado, since we do have quite a bit of pops to discuss about, we'll talk about what I'm going to call the non-cartoon classics reveals, which range from September 21st, I believe. Yes, September 21st, all the way until a non-cartoon classics announcement on September 24th. So kicking off, we got ourselves a Diamond Collection Batman, which is exclusive to the DC shop, and it was announced by DC. Unknown of when this is being released due to the DC shop not working for us Canadians, so we couldn't see when it was being released. But of course, it is available for pre-order for, I think it's US and UK customers. On that same day, Hot Topic had announced their own exclusive pop of Honey with Bun Bun from Orin High School Host Club, in which that is available now both online and in stores at Hot Topic. Then on September 22nd, Funko had announced a wave of pops for the DC series Black Lightning, which the pops featured here. We have Black Lightning, Tobias Whale, and Thunder, which these are expected to release as early as November 2021. On that same day, Funko had announced another wave of Wonder Woman 80th anniversary pops, which we got ourselves White Lantern Wonder Woman, Odyssey Wonder Woman, Twist of Fate Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman with Cape, a Diamond Collection Wonder Woman with Cape that will be a Barnes & Noble exclusive, a glow-in-the-dark White Lantern Wonder Woman, which will be exclusive to Entertainment Earth, and then we have a Wonder Woman on Pegasus Pop Rides, which these are expected to release as early as October 2021. On that same day, Books A Million had announced their own exclusive 3-pack for Godzilla vs. Kong, which simply is just Mecha Godzilla, Heat Ray Godzilla, and Battle Axe Kong all thrown into a 3-pack. It is available for pre-order, and it's unknown of when it's releasing because they don't list it on the Books A Million website. On that same day, Box Lunch had announced their own exclusive pop of a Scooby-Doo with Ruh-Roh sign, which is unknown of when this is being released, but they say it is coming soon. Then on September 23rd, Funko had announced a 10-inch variant of a glow-in-the-dark Iron Man from Avengers Age of Ultron, which this is going to be exclusive to GameStop in both Canada and the US, and it's expected to release as early as December 2021. And the last reveal for this section of the podcast is the NFT pops featured for the upcoming, or at least at this point when this podcast releases, the NFTs that would have dropped yesterday for Iron Maiden, which we have a blue translucent Seventh Son Eddie, a red Knights of the Dead Eddie, and then a red Flame Freddy Funko, which unknown as of this recording on what the limited piece counts are for these pops. So kicking off with the Diamond Collection Batman, was it really necessary? Not really, but I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a decent fan base that are going to probably want this, especially if somehow you're one of those people who have a full collection of Batman pops. I'd be surprised to hear anyone in the comments say, hey, I have a full collection of Batman pops. Honey with Bun Bun. I have never heard of Orin High School Host Club. Of course, it's in the pop animation lineup, so I'm going to assume it is an anime just because of the way that the name is of the show. I could be wrong. It could be just normal animation. This is okay. I don't really have much to say. The hair detail's nice. Black Lightning. I guess it's pretty cool that Black Lightning has a wave of pops. We did have the Black Lightning that was a 3,000 piece, I believe, for San Diego Comic-Con last year. And then now we have a full wave, which I noticed actually MD and I went to this toy show a few months back, and there was a Black Lightning there for only like $100 Canadian. And it was surprising for a 3,000 piece pop to be, I guess, that low. But now I feel like that price is going to be driven up again because of this brand new wave. And the people who already have the 3,000 piece pop are probably going to want to get this wave, or vice versa, where you're going to get these pops, but you're probably going to want to get that 3,000 piece pop so that you have a complete Black Lightning set. And these are all pretty decent. Then we have the wave of Wonder Woman 80th anniversary pops, which these are okay. I know I've mentioned a bunch of times that it's understandable Funko's making this huge wave of Wonder Woman pops because it is the 80th anniversary this year. So I guess it's pretty cool that they're pumping out some different variants of Wonder Woman. I like the Wonder Woman with cape. I think it's simplistic, but it gets to the point. And I am kind of okay with the Diamond Collection version. It does make sense in this case, in my opinion. And I really enjoyed that Wonder Woman with Pegasus pop rides. I think that looks really decent. Even the detail of the Pegasus looks pretty good. Then we have ourselves the 3-pack from Godzilla versus Kong, which this is so pointless. Like, it's 3 common pops from the Godzilla versus Kong set, and they are being slapped into a 3-pack. Why? Like, I hate when they do this. I don't know. I mean, if you haven't obtained these 3 pops, that would be the only way I would say, okay, go get this. But if you already have the 3 common pops, don't even bother getting this unless maybe you don't have a Books a Million sticker and that's just a way to actually get it. Or if you have the complete set and you're kind of forced to get this. Then we have the Ruh-Roh Scooby-Doo, probably the worst impression ever. This is pretty decent. This is actually one of those pops, and I didn't share the box in the chat with MD, but this is one of those pops they're doing with the every however many pops sold puts meals on people's tables, kind of like one of those charity pops, which is pretty cool. And I kind of like the idea of Scooby-Doo holding a Ruh-Roh sign because I know Scooby-Doo likes to say that a lot. And I can only imagine there's going to be quite a bit of people wanting to get this when this gets released. The 10-inch Iron Man, this is pretty decent. I mean, being glow in the dark is okay. I can see as of this glam shot, it may be the eyes, the chest piece, and possibly the, I guess, jet smoke. I don't know what to call it, but the base essentially looks to be glow in the dark, which I guess I'm okay with that. I mean, I think it would have been fine just to make it just a normal 10-inch pop, no specification added to it. And I do like the idea that this is actually part of Age of Ultron because they have been going a little heavy on either Avengers Endgame or they've been doing it with just the normal Avengers. Then we got ourselves the Iron Maiden NFT pops, which these are okay. I feel like these may be possibly my least favorite NFT pops released so far. I don't exactly know because I got to rethink about the Ninja Turtles ones and the Big Boy ones they released to think about what truly could be my favorites they've released. But I don't know. I feel like the blue translucent is okay, but it's I think the red Knights of the Dead Eddie is probably the best one of this set. I think the detail looks really nice and the red just blends really nicely. And the Freddy Funko is also pretty cool for this. I think the way they did this with kind of the flaming hair and the flaming guitar and it goes with that crown works really well. So I'm curious to see these pops in person when people essentially obtain these pops per se. So these are okay, I will say, for right now.
Okay, so we are getting a Diamond Collection Batman, and this is all right. It seems like a weird character to do in a sense for Diamond Collection, but at the same time, I'm not surprised that we're seeing it because obviously Batman is one of those pops that just always gets pumped out. And you know what? It doesn't look too bad in Diamond Collection form. I think this is maybe one of the better Diamond Collection pops we've seen for a little while now. Honey with Bun Bun, and I have never even heard of, what is it, Oran Night School Host Club? Never even heard of this, but it looks like an all right looking pop for kind of that anime style of pops, and maybe we'll see some more characters down the line for this animation, which would be cool because I bet you this thing ends up selling pretty decently. The Black Lightning pops, these are all right. They're kind of cool designs for characters, but I could definitely see these potentially being shelf sitters. Maybe not right away, but definitely in a few months after their release. I could see them definitely sitting around a little bit. But yeah, I'm not sure whether they will bring the price up or down of that limited piece Black Lightning. That's very interesting, and that pop was pretty sweet when that came out. Then we have more Wonder Woman pops for the 80th anniversary. And yeah, this isn't really surprising. Kind of getting sick of Wonder Woman at this point, but there definitely are some cool pops in this set. I definitely like the White Lantern Wonder Woman with the glow in the dark version. That I think would be pretty cool, even though white isn't the greatest color for glow in the dark, but I still think it won't be that bad. And then I have to agree with DK. The Wonder Woman with the cape is a simplistic pop, but it's probably my favorite one out of these Wonder Woman pops, at least. I don't know what it is about it. And the Diamond Collection makes sense as well. So, not surprised by that. The Wonder Woman on the Pegasus. And this is like what I believe the third pop ride that is a character riding on a Pegasus. I believe we have obviously this one with Wonder Woman. We had the Hercules on Pegasus, and then there was She-Ra, I believe, as well on Pegasus. I could be leaving out one. There could be a fourth one. I'm not too sure, but this is definitely at least the third Pegasus pop ride, which is kind of cool. It'd be kind of a neat collection to have all 3 or 4 of them. Then we have the Books a Million Titanic Trio. And yeah, this is kind of pointless. I mean, if I were to buy these pops, this is the way I would do it. But I don't really plan on even getting the Mecha Godzilla. I'd possibly get the Godzilla and a King Kong pop, but I probably wouldn't want the 3-pack. The only way I'd potentially want this 3-pack is instead of them making it a 3-pack, they made it a movie moment where you kind of have the city landscape as the base, and then you have these gigantic creatures duking it out. I think that would be really, really cool. The Scooby-Doo with the Ruh-Roh sign. This is all right. I mean, I don't know how I feel about the Ruh-Roh sign because I feel like he never really holds up a sign that says Ruh-Roh. He just says it. I think they could have done something else. I think what would have been really cool is if they had either Shaggy jumping in Scooby's arms or Scooby jumping in Shaggy's arms. I think that would be a really cool pop to see rather than something that's kind of plain like this. But at the same time, it's awesome what they are doing when you buy this pop. So I might end up buying one just to help a good cause. The 10-inch Iron Man is pretty sweet, actually. I kind of really like this pop. I like the fact that it's glow in the dark. I like the eyes. I like the chest piece. And obviously, yeah, those jets coming out of his hands are, it looks like those will definitely be glow in the dark by this glam shot. And it is really interesting that it is a Avengers Age of Ultron pop. And I'm kind of happy about that. And obviously, this is a GameStop EB Games exclusive. So maybe this might end up in my collection at some point or another. I don't really know yet. And then we have the new NFTs. And I was very surprised about this. I did not think Iron Maiden would be made into an NFT pop, at least this early into the NFT lifespan. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that made a lot of sense because that's a pretty huge thing for Funko. People love collecting the TMNT pops. And then Big Boy, obviously, with their kind of history with Funko. That made sense. And then we got Iron Maiden, which is really kind of weird to me. I mean, it's cool. I like Iron Maiden, but I'm surprised that we didn't see something like a Biggie or Tupac kind of NFT set or even Freddie Mercury. But these are all right, I guess. The NFT pops are so iffy for me just because they're so hard to get that you can't really fall in love with one or the other because you're basically never going to obtain this pop essentially unless you have a decent amount of money to fork out for pops, which a lot of us collectors do not have that type of money. But overall, the 3 of them are just all right. The Freddy Funko is kind of weird to me, but at the same time, it's kind of neat.
All right, so now we'll move on to the Cartoon Classics reveals that were announced on September 24th, which I will kick off by saying that instead of me saying when they're expected to release for each of them, they were all pretty much in between, I think, November 2021 to January 2022. But without further ado, let's kick off with the first Cartoon Classics reveals, which was of Dexter's Laboratory, which we got ourselves a new variant of Dexter with remote, and we have Dee Dee. Powerpuff Girls, which we have ourselves Buttercup, Bubbles, Blossom, Fuzzy Lumpkins, and Mojo Jojo. From the Cow and Chicken, it is simply Cow and Chicken. Blue's Clues, which we have 2 variants of Blue, which one is a common variant and the other is a flocked variant that'll be exclusive to Hot Topic. Courage the Cowardly Dog, a Pop and Tea bundle of Fred Flintstone with Spoon from the Flintstones, which will be exclusive to GameStop in both Canada and the US. A new wave of Adventure Time pops, which we got ourselves Jake with Player, Princess Bubblegum, BMO with Arrow, which will be a Hot Topic exclusive, BMO Cook, Ultimate Wizard Finn, and Lumpy Space Princess. Powdered Toast Man from Ren and Stimpy, which this will be an exclusive to GameStop in both Canada and the US. Peppa Pig, and then last but not least, a brand new Johnny Bravo, which has a mirror and comb. Kicking off with the Dexter's Laboratory Pops, it's cool that Funko is diving into more Dexter's Laboratory Pops, especially because you may have not been able to get that Dexter that launched on the Funko shop. So now your opportunity is here to essentially get this Dexter Pop as a common. And I really like the facial expression involved with Dexter. And we have ourselves Dee Dee, which I think will sell more than this Dexter just because people have been wanting a Dee Dee Funko Pop. And now we have Dee Dee, and it looks pretty good. I think there were some people in the comments a little not satisfied with this pop because it doesn't have blue eyes. It has the black eyes, but I think it's fine the way it is. And it also has a mouth, which is perfect for Dee Dee, honestly. Then we have the Powerpuff Girls pops, which these are okay. And I say they're okay because of the fact that the majority of these pops, literally 4/5 of this set, have already been made into Funko Pop form as terms to the Powerpuff Girls. I think Fuzzy Lumpkins is the only one that never been made to Funko Pop form yet, but I will give credit to the Powerpuff Girls pops because of the fact that they have colored stands. I really like the idea of like the bottom part gradually, making its way to becoming translucent white for the stands, because you never see that in Funko Pop stands. And I think it makes the stands look better. Cow and Chicken, never heard of Cow and Chicken before. From what I'm looking at, these are some pretty detailed pops, honestly. I love the detail involving the 2 different sized nostrils for Cow, and even the outfit is pretty cool. And I love the head sculpt with Chicken. I think it's really cool, especially with the mouth and just that simplistic thumbs up pose. I think it's pretty cool. I will move on to what probably has to be the most hyped set of pops for this entire Cartoon Network, or sorry, not Cartoon Network, Cartoon Classics reveals, and that is Blue's Clues. I think a lot of people have been wanting Blue's Clues pops for a very long time. And I think just having Blue right now is completely fine. I don't think we needed Steve or whoever the new host is yet. Maybe eventually, but right now, obviously the main focus of Blue's Clues is obviously Blue. And having a common and a flocked variant is perfectly fine. There's people out there that are probably going to want to get the common because it's easier, but they might want to get the flocked variant because it makes sense for a dog to be flocked. So I'm sure there's a lot of people. I'm sure MD will probably get the flocked pop. This is awesome. Definitely the best reveal of Cartoon Classics, in my opinion. Courage the Cowardly Dog. Now, this is one of those ones I also don't really know much about because I didn't really watch Cartoon Network as a kid. But I remember when Funko kind of posted the teaser for Cartoon Classics that a lot of people were commenting we should get Courage the Cowardly Dog pops. And now Funko actually made a Courage the Cowardly Dog pop. And I guess that's cool in that way that we have that. I like the detail involved with this pop. Then we have the Flintstones Pop and Tea bundle, which this is okay. I am a little disappointed with this because, first off, let's talk about the pop. It's literally the same pop as the Fred Flintstone that we got recently, except it's holding a spoon and not the bowl of Fruity Pebbles, which I think the bowl of Fruity Pebbles was a little bit better than just holding a spoon, in my opinion. I felt like maybe if you had this pop as the original pop for that and then put the Fruity Pebbles version as the Pop and Tea bundle pop, I think that would have been a little bit better. And then you have the shirt, which I think, in my opinion, is the best part about this. And usually for these, I look forward to seeing what the box looks like. And I'm really disappointed about how Pop and Tea bundle boxes are becoming. Pretty much all of the Pop and Tea bundle boxes are going down the same pattern of rectangular shaped, and you have a window to show the pop, and you don't really have much of a design. It's not like what Pop and Tea bundles used to be. Like, example, I have the Toy Story Claw Machine Pop and Tea bundle box, which looks awesome. And you have these cool different shapes. Even close to that shape would be when you would have the Pop and Tea bundle for Sonic the Hedgehog, and you have like the game arcade machine, and it looks like that. But now they're going down the route where it is just a normal box and you have the window to show the pop inside and then essentially the contents outside of the box. I felt like it's now becoming a little lazy and it's making me really hate the boxes for the pop and tea bundles. And it sucks that for the Flintstones, they went down this route. They could have easily done something cool with the box, essentially. I don't know how they would have done it, but I'm sure they could have come up with some more creativity in terms of the box for this pop and tea bundle instead of just making what it is. Then we got ourselves Adventure Time Pops, which this was a bit of a surprise because it has been a long time since we've had Adventure Time Pops. I believe the last time I seen new Adventure Time Pops was probably when I was first collecting Pops in 2015, 2016. And then they kind of stopped there. And now we have new Pops. A lot of these Pops are pretty detailed. I like this wave of Pops. And I think my favorite out of the set has to be the Finn the Human because it's just got quite a bit of detail. I love the facial expression and just overall the whole look of it is really cool. I feel like you really get a bang for your buck as terms to that Pop. Powdered Toast Man from Ren and Stimpy. This is really cool. This is actually one of my personal favorite cartoon classics reveals. Although I didn't really watch Ren and Stimpy all that much, I just like the overall design of Powdered Toast Man. And I believe, like I mentioned in Monday's video, that we actually seen a mystery mini of this character already for the Nickelodeon Mystery Minis lineup. So it's really cool that now this character is being transformed into Funko Pop form. And I'm kind of glad that they did that. And it's cool that it's a GameStop exclusive because that's an easily accessible retailer for us, at least. Then we have what may be the most surprising cartoon classic reveal, and that is Peppa Pig. This one I'm a little iffy on. This is kind of, I'm going to mention what I said on Monday. Is this really a cartoon classic? When I think of cartoon classics, Flintstones, maybe Dexter's Laboratory and Johnny Bravo. But this is like, this was definitely like, I would have to say the most hated reveal. Not a lot of people really liked the Peppa Pig reveal, but I will admit that this did translate pretty well into Funko Pop form. And last but not least, for not only cartoon classics reveals, but for discussing about Funko Pops overall on this week's podcast is the new Johnny Bravo with the comb and the mirror, which I think this is pretty decent. Once again, like I mentioned with Dexter, if you didn't get the Funko Shop exclusive Johnny Bravo, this is now your opportunity to get a Johnny Bravo Pop without paying a pretty hefty price on the secondary market to get that Funko Shop exclusive. I think this is pretty decent. You get 2 accessories, but I don't know, for some reason, I like the Funko Shop exclusive one more just because Johnny Bravo showing off his muscles per se is pretty much essentially what I think of whenever I think of Johnny Bravo. And that's usually like the pose that he does. But this is also cool because of course he has the stylish hair. So it makes sense that he has his comb and the mirror per se.
We got a lot of good stuff here. So first, starting off, we have the new Dexter's Laboratory Pops, which are pretty cool. The Dexter is all right. And the Dee Dee is pretty damn cool. I know that I definitely have discussed on the podcast before that I wanted to see Dee Dee to go along with the Dexter Pop that I do own already. And we finally have it, which is really, really cool. I am kind of disappointed, though, that it is not blue eyes. I don't know why they went with the black eyes and not making them blue, but that, I guess, was a decision on Funko. And then the Dexter, I mean, it's okay. I do like the other one better in a sense. Then we have the new Powerpuff Girls, and these are awesome. I do have the Powerpuff Girls Pops already, the 3 girls at least. I don't have the Mojo Jojo, and I don't have him, which I definitely need to pick up those Pops, especially because I believe there's a glow-in-the-dark Chase version of him, if I'm not mistaken. But these 3 Pops are really, really cool. I love the idea of having those bases, how they're the translucent plastic that kind of has the gradient from the color that they are to the clear once it gets to the tip of the base, which is awesome because this is exactly kind of what you see in the show when they're kind of jumping around, which is just a perfect idea. I will most likely be buying these Powerpuff Girls Pops. And then we have Fuzzy Lumpkins, which was a huge surprise, and that's super awesome. Love this character and really enjoy this pop. And then we have that new Mojo Jojo, which is pretty cool as well. I kind of like the original one a little bit better, but this one is not bad in any way. So I will definitely be picking up these pops. Then we have Cow and Chicken, which was another huge surprise and really kind of brought back memories of my childhood of either just watching Cartoon Network or playing. I know there was like some different like racing games that they had on like the Game Boy Advance, I believe, that had Cow and Chicken in them. And I really like how Cow is in the costume of Super Cow. That's super interesting. And then obviously you have Chicken. These are pretty cool pops. Then we have the Blues Clues pops, and wow, this couldn't have came at a better time. I'm sure you guys all know what I'm talking about when we seen Steve come out and kind of address the fans and apologize for leaving. And I'm sure everyone has seen this video because it is so damn viral. And now we have Blues Clues Pops, and they are both so awesome in their different ways. I really love the flocked one because I love flocked pops, obviously, and it's a Hot Topic exclusive, which is perfect for us. And it really gives me the vibe of the kind of CGI rendered version of Blues Clues, whereas the common pop really gives me the feel of OG 2D Blue, which means that I will probably buy both of these pops. We have Courage the Cowardly Dog, which is awesome because I know a lot of people were really wanting this pop. It's awesome to see Courage. I definitely like this pose. I think it's cool. He's on a base because obviously with those little feet, it would be near impossible to stand. But I think there could be better versions of Courage, like for instance when he's like, obviously he's kind of scared in this, but the ones where he's like a jump scare where his skin or his hairs are kind of sticking out and his mouth is open and you can see that hole in his tooth and his eyes are popping out. I think that would be a really cool version of Courage. And then obviously to get pops of his owners and then maybe a couple of the quote unquote villains from the show would be very, very awesome. This could be a set of pops that people would go nuts for. And I really hope they do continue this line. The Fred Flintstone Fruity Pebbles Pop and Tea bundle. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, God, this is not great. I mean, the other Fred for Fruity Pebbles was so much better. But this t-shirt is so cool. I really, really want this t-shirt, which is going to make me end up buying this. I guess a good part about it is when I originally had bought the common Fred Flintstone, somehow when I got home, the box was just mangled. Like some of the worst box damage I've ever seen, especially considering it kind of just happened in the car ride home somehow. I did have a lot of pops in the bag that they were in because I bought like 15 pops that day, but I just don't understand how that was the only pop that just happened to get like completely destroyed. So buying this pop is a good way to kind of fill that gap of that terrible box that I have because I don't really feel like going and buying just another common pop to fix some box damage, I guess. And then I guess I have to talk about the actual box itself, which is, yeah, not that great. I get that they want to show the window to show the pop that's in there because maybe a casual fan might not realize that the pop and tea bundles are actually a pop with a tee and not just a t-shirt on its own. So it makes sense in that way, but man, like I really miss seeing those awesome boxes like DK had said with the two different Toy Story ones. You have the pizza box, you have the claw machine, the Sonic box where it had obviously the arcade cabinet, and then there was just so many other ones. Like I can't think of any good examples right now, but for the most part, they were always so good. I remember a couple of years back doing the podcast where we'd talk about pop and tea bundles, and the box was always something that was so amazing for me, and it really hasn't been doing it that much for me anymore. So that's kind of disappointing, but at the same time, I think this is a decent pop and tea bundle, mostly because of the shirt. Adventure Time pops. This is super exciting. I mean, I know a lot of people were very, very hyped for this. It's not really my thing. I think that kind of the best of the Adventure Time pops have kind of already come out because I do like more simplistic design. I like those better than seeing, let's say, BMO as the cook, even though that's kind of cool because I'm a cook. Powdered Toast Man. This was interesting. I was kind of surprised that we seen this, and I think it turned out very, very well. This is a cool character, and I'm surprised we didn't see some new updated Ren and Stimpy pops, like actual Ren and Stimpy. Obviously, Powder Toast Man is a Ren and Stimpy pop, but Ren and Stimpy themselves, I think it would have been cool to see newer versions of them because we did get the two of them plus their chase versions back. Geez, must have been almost 5 years ago at this point. Maybe we will see some more Ren and Stimpy pops pretty soon. Then we have Peppa Pig, and kind of to go off of what DK said about this not being a cartoon classic, Peppa Pig is older than Adventure Time. So if you're counting classic as in it's an older show, it kind of fits the theme more than Adventure Time, in my opinion. And I think it's an all right pop. I mean, it's interesting because the eyes are kind of on each side of the face, which is kind of weird. But at the same time, I think it did really, really well. And I can see this pop selling out maybe not selling out, but selling very, very well. And last but not least, we have the new Johnny Bravo. And this is pretty cool. I really enjoy how he has the comb and the mirror. It just makes a lot of sense. But I also do really love that first one where he is showing off his muscles. I don't know which one I like better. They're both good. I might end up buying this Johnny Bravo. I haven't really decided yet because I'm running out of space in my collection. I'm not going to lie. And buying multiple pops of a single character is something that I need to kind of watch out on doing.
Are you looking for great pop protectors? Then look no further than popbox.ca. They have a variety of 4-inch and 6-inch protectors in different quantities. Do you want to get 10 protectors, 20? You can get even up to 250 pop protectors over on popbox.ca. And also use our promo code of Funko Popcast for 10% off of your entire purchase of pop protectors. The code is going on until supplies last. So go get your pop protector needs now over on popbox.ca using our code of Funko Popcast to get 10% off and also free shipping over $75 in both Canada and the US with duty fees included.
And let me tell you guys, we're not just screwing around here. These are some great pop protectors. We own a multitude of these protectors. They are some of the best I've seen. Stop buying from EB Games. I'm not boycotting EB Games by any means, but their pop protectors are not as good. So again, use code Funko Popcast for 10% off.
All right, so we are now going to move over to our top 10 Funko Pops of September 2021. Of course, as this podcast gets released, it'll be October 1st, 2021. So most likely next week will probably be the update. Let's kick off, like usual, with MD Shady and his number 10 pick.
Okay, coming in at number 10 is a pop that I didn't really think would end up making it on my list, especially considering we've seen so many good pops this month. But that is the Target exclusive Mr. DNA. And the reason being is because it's a character that I don't think a lot of people would have thought of to make in Funko Pop form. And I think it was really well executed.
Coming in at number 10 on my list, it is Courage the Cowardly Dog. Although I don't really know much about Courage the Cowardly Dog, I do like the detail, especially with the facial expression, and there was a decent amount of hype.
Coming in at number 9 on my list is Fuzzy Lumpkins. This was a big surprise to me. I didn't really expect to see Fuzzy Lumpkin. It makes sense if they're going to do another Mojo Jojo and they're going to do more Powerpuff Girls, but seeing Fuzzy Lumpkins was a huge surprise and I was super happy about it, so I knew he had to make it somewhere on the list.
Coming in at number 9 on my list, it is the Finn the Human for Adventure Time. I think the detail is excellent on this pop, which is why I think it's higher than Courage, because there's a lot more detail. And there was a bit of mixed hype as terms to, oh, Adventure Time, is it really a cartoon classic, blah, 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 or there's people excited for Adventure Time pops to return. But I just felt like this was the best pop overall in the set.
Coming in at number 8 on my list is the Playhouse Thailand exclusive Ronald McDonald, more specifically the Chase version. I actually will be getting both the common and the Chase version tomorrow as we're recording this podcast, which is very awesome. And I just feel like the Chase version, since it's glow in the dark, it just has a little bit more to it than the common. And I think the glow will end up doing decently.
Coming in at number 8 on my list, it is Dee Dee from Dexter's Laboratory. I think the detail on this pop is great. It's cool that we finally have a Dee Dee pop because people have been wanting it since the very first Dexter pop that released last year. And overall, personally, I was really happy to see that Dee Dee has a Funko Pop, which is why it is on this top 10 list.
Coming in at number 7 on my list is the Target exclusive Blacklight Dustin. I knew that one of the 3 Stranger Things Blacklight pops needed to make my list because I'm such a huge fan of Blacklight Pops, and obviously I'm a huge fan of Stranger Things. And I think that Dustin was the best pop, mostly because there's a lot of usage of the colors and kind of just the way the color blocking goes on, let's say, his hat, and how he has a jacket or like a vest that's different than his t-shirt, and just so many different colors used, and they were used very well.
Coming in at number 7 on my list, it is the Boo with Hood from the Monsters Inc. 20th anniversary lineup. I think they executed this pop very well. The detail of the outfit is great. I think it's long overdue that we have this kind of Funko Pop. Obviously, we mentioned, I think it was last week or the week before, that we originally had a Boo without the hood, but with that outfit. But I think this is just a little bit better.
Coming in at number 6 on my list is also from the Monsters Inc. 20th anniversary set, and that is Celia. I think Celia was a pop that was long overdue. We didn't get that pop in any of the other waves of Monster Inc. pops, and now we finally have it, and God, is it ever cool. I think they did a really good job with the way that the hair is, with how it just has the black eyes on the snakes, which is awesome. And obviously, the whole design of the pop itself just screams Celia, no pun intended.
Coming in at number 6 is also Celia. I don't know if I should explain why, because MD basically hit the nail in the coffin with every reason, the whole detail of it, and the fact that it's long overdue that we have a Celia pop.
Moving on to the halfway point on our lists, we are coming in at number 5 with Dee Dee from Dexter's Laboratory. This was another pop that I've kind of been wanting for a little bit, because we've seen Dexter. Where is Dee Dee? And now we have it, and it is really cool. But because it doesn't have blue eyes, it could only make it to the 5th position on my list.
Coming in at number 5 on my list, it is the Ajiro Unbreakable pop from My Hero Academia, and more specifically, the common version. Although the metallic version does make sense because of the quirk that Ajiro uses in My Hero Academia, I feel like the red stands out a bit better, and it's more of a very flashy color in the common form, unlike the metallic form, because the metallic form makes the red a little bit darker, but I like the way the red is executed on the common.
Coming in at number 4 is Courage the Cowardly Dog. Such a cool pop. Like I said, there can be a lot of different pops that we could see for a Courage the Cowardly Dog, like kind of wave. But I think this was a good start. And I really enjoyed the fact that they used that base rather than trying to have a Courage the Cowardly Dog that would stand on its own, just because the character design doesn't allow for it to be translated into a pop to stand very well without a base. So that's really good. But I do think that we could have seen a maybe more exciting version of Courage the Cowardly Dog.
All right, coming in at number 4 on my list, it is the Hot Topic exclusive Scented Yeti from Monsters Inc. I think this is a really cool pop. I love the idea that it is scented because of lemon snow cones. And I think overall it's a simplistic looking character, but it is essentially effective, and that's all it needs to be.
Moving on to number 3 on my list, Dragonite from the Pokemon set of pops. Dragonite has forever been one of my favorite Pokemon, and I think that this version of Dragonite is so cool. I really hope we end up seeing an exclusive where he kind of has that mailbag. I think that would be such an interesting exclusive for a Pokemon pop. But to just have a Dragonite pop right now is so cool. I love this pop.
Coming in at number 3 on my list is the Hot Topic exclusive Flocked Blue from Blue's Clues. I think this pop turned out very well. It definitely makes sense for the pop to be flocked. And honestly, the detail is simplistic, but it's great. Super amount of hype in this, which is why it's in the top 3. One of the most hyped pops for the month of September, at least so far, because we still got pretty much a full week left.
Number 2 on my list is the Hot Topic exclusive Scented Yeti. This is awesome. I mean, damn, who doesn't like the Yeti from Monsters Inc? And he's got the snow cones, which is so awesome. He also is scented, and I can't wait to smell him, which is a weird thing to say, but I really cannot wait to get this pop.
Coming in at number 2 on my list is the Amazon exclusive Old Man Steve from Avengers Endgame. a ton of hype as terms to this because it is something that not a lot of Marvel fans thought would actually be made into Funko Pop form, but it's also not surprising because they've been pumping out a lot of Avengers Endgame's pops as of late. And just the overall detail of not only him sitting down, but you got the shield beside him, just like in the scene, is great. And personally, I like this pop. So that's why it is number 2. It's not number 1 because of the fact that I had a huge personal reaction as turns to this number 1 spot. It's got a ton of detail and there is a huge amount of hype as terms to this.
Coming in at number 1 is the Hot Topic exclusive flocked blue from Blue's Clues. Oh my God. Like I said, this pop couldn't have been announced at a better time with all the hype going on right now because of the actor who played Steve in Blue's Clues. And it just makes so much sense that it's flocked. It's so cool. I'm very much in love with this pop and I cannot wait to add it to my collection. And for that reason, it will probably stay at number 1 for the rest of this month.
Alrighty, so number 1 on my list, the number 1 pop is the Funko Shop exclusive glow-in-the-dark Infinite Deku with Eerie from My Hero Academia. This pop is fantastic. The detail on it with the energy is great. You have Eerie on the back, and you kind of get a little bit of a pop and buddy as terms to this pop. The glow in the dark is probably going to look great because you have aspects of green. And this was definitely the most hyped pop during that set of My Hero Academia pops announced. And I feel like that set of My Hero Academia pops overall were probably one of, if not the most hyped set of pops for the month of September. This is the number 1 Funko Pop, in my opinion, for September 2021. But anyways, guys, that is going to be the end of this week's podcast. If you enjoyed this week's podcast, make sure you smash that like button, comment in the comment section below, and let us know what your favorite pops were from the month of September 2021. Press the subscribe button for more content like this podcast and any other videos we do on this channel in the future, and press the little bell beside it to be notified of when that future content gets released. And don't forget to follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It'll be listed in the description below. But anyways, guys, thank you for listening to this week's podcast, and we hope to see you guys next week for a Funko Podcast episode 111. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.
Man, I'm pretty. Peace in, peace out.